Ladies and gentlemen, happiness is not a destination. It's a collection of small moments strung together by the choices we make every single day. Often, we think happiness comes from big achievements, grand vacations, or life changing events. But the truth is, happiness is born in the ordinary, in the little decisions we make quietly each day. Every morning, you wake up with 86,400 seconds. You cannot control the world, the traffic, or the economy, but you can control how you respond to your life. Happiness is less about circumstance and more about choice. The small habits you practice consistently are the seeds of joy that grow into a flourishing life. Let's talk about 10 small daily choices that can create big happiness. 1. Choose gratitude. Start your day by acknowledging something you are grateful for. It could be as simple as a cup of tea, a smile from a stranger, or the roof over your head. Gratitude shifts focus from what is lacking to what is abundant, and abundance is a magnet for happiness. 2. Choose kindness. Every small act of kindness, holding a door, complimenting a colleague, or sending a message of encouragement, releases a warmth that comes back to you tenfold. Kindness is free, yet its impact is priceless. 3. Choose forgiveness. Holding grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Choosing to forgive, even in small things, lightens your heart and clears the mind for joy. 4. Choose positivity. You cannot control every event, but you can control your reaction. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, ask, what can I learn from this? Positive choices fuel positive feelings, and feelings shape your reality. 5. Choose presence. Put away the phone, close the laptop, and give full attention to the moment you are in. Whether you're eating, talking, or walking, being fully present allows you to savor life instead of rushing through it. Choose self-care. Even 10 minutes of mindful breathing, stretching, or a short walk can reset your mental and emotional state. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's essential. You cannot pour from an empty cup. 7. Choose curiosity. Learn something new, explore a different perspective, ask questions, read, or try a hobby. Small moments of curiosity open doors to wonder, keeping life fresh and exciting. 8. You choose humor. Don't take yourself too seriously. Laugh at the small failures, the awkward moments, or even your own quirks. Laughter lightens the soul and builds resilience. 9. Choose connection. Reach out to a friend, smile at a stranger, or listen to someone without judgment. Happiness grows when shared, and small connections build a sense of belonging. 10. Choose perspective. Remember, life is a series of ups and downs. Choosing to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles transforms difficulties into growth. Perspective turns small daily choices into a life of fulfillment. So, my friends, happiness is not waiting for a future moment. It is crafted in the choices you make today, right now. Smile at your reflection, send a kind word, savor your coffee, forgive, laugh, and show gratitude. These are not small acts. They are the architecture of a joyful life. Because in the end, happiness is not something you chase. It is something you choose. Every single day, every morning when we wake up, we are given a choice. It's a subtle choice, almost invisible, but it carries the power to shape our entire day. We can choose what we focus on. We can choose to focus on what's missing, what's wrong, what hasn't gone our way, or we can choose to focus on what we already have. That is the essence of gratitude. Choosing gratitude is not just saying a thank you for big things. It is noticing the little things that often go unnoticed. A warm bed, a cup of tea, the sound of birds outside your window, the smile of a stranger. It's in these ordinary moments that gratitude finds its home. Imagine two people waking up in exactly the same circumstances. One starts their day thinking about the emails piling up, the traffic they'll face, and the deadlines looming over their head. The other notices the sunlight streaming through the window, feels the comfort of a soft blanket, and takes a deep breath, appreciating that they are alive to see another day, alive to see another day. The first person carries tension and negativity into the day. The second person carries a sense of calm, a lightness that makes challenges feel lighter. That small shift in focus, just noticing what is already good, is the first ripple of happiness. Gratitude is also powerful because it rewires our brain. Neuroscientists have discovered that when we intentionally focus on what we are grateful for, our brain releases dopamine and serotonin, the two main chemicals that make us feel good. That means choosing gratitude is literally choosing to feel happier. It's not some abstract philosophy, it's science in action. By reflecting even briefly each morning, you are training your brain to notice abundance rather than scarcity. Over time, this transforms your perspective on life. You start noticing opportunities, people, and moments you once overlooked. Another beautiful thing about gratitude is its ripple effect. When you express appreciation to others, it strengthens relationships and builds trust. A simple thank you to a coworker, a compliment to a friend, or even a text to a family member can brighten not only their day but yours as well. Happiness, as it turns out, is not just about what you feel internally, it's also about the energy you share with others. And the habit of gratitude amplifies that energy. But choosing gratitude is not always easy. Life throws challenges at us constantly, failures, disappointments, heartbreaks. And yet, even in those moments, there is something to be grateful for. Perhaps it is the lesson learned, the resilience gained, or the support of someone who stood by you. Choosing gratitude in difficult times does not mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to let negativity dominate your story. It is the small conscious act of saying, even now, there is something good in my life. One practical way to cultivate this habit is to start a gratitude journal. Each morning or night, write down 3 things you are thankful for. They can be small, like enjoying a cup of coffee, or big, like achieving a milestone. The act of writing reinforces the thought and makes it more tangible. Over time, you will begin to notice a pattern. Life is filled with far more moments of goodness than we usually acknowledge. Choosing gratitude, therefore, is not a one-time action. It's a lifestyle. It's about making a conscious decision every day to focus on abundance rather than lack. It is a seed that, once planted, grows into joy, contentment, and a sense of fulfillment that no external circumstance can take away. Gratitude is the first step in creating a life of lasting happiness, because happiness at its core is not about having everything. It is about appreciating everything you already have. Taught card kindness is one of those rare things in life that multiplies the moment you give it away. It doesn't matter whether it's a grand gesture or a small act. Every choice to be kind creates ripples far beyond what we can immediately see. Most people think that being kind requires effort, time, or money. Yet the truth is, some of the most powerful acts of kindness cost nothing at all. A smile to a stranger, holding the door open, listening patiently, or offering a simple word of encouragement. These are the little choices that can completely transform someone's day, and often our own as well. When you choose kindness, you are not just improving someone else's life, you are improving your own. There is a reason people feel lighter, happier, and more at peace after helping others. Acts of kindness release endorphins in the brain, creating a helper's high that is both natural and deeply fulfilling. This is why choosing kindness is a choice that rewards both the giver and the receiver. It is one of the few things in life where the more you give, the more you get back, almost like an invisible bank account of happiness that grows every time you make a deposit. Kindness is not only about major actions, it thrives in the small everyday moments. Think about your interactions with people at work, in your neighborhood, or even online. A patient response to someone frustrated, a sincere compliment, or a quick message to check in on a friend can mean the world to someone silently struggling. Often these gestures go unnoticed by others, but they leave a lasting impression on the hearts of those who receive them. The choice to act kindly may seem minor, but its impact can be monumental, shaping relationships, fostering trust, and building a sense of community that endures. Moreover, kindness has the power to break cycles of negativity. In a world where criticism, judgment, and impatience are all too common, choosing to respond with compassion can change the energy in a room, in a conversation, or in someone's life. One act of kindness can shift the trajectory of an entire day, and sometimes even a life. By choosing kindness, you become a force for positivity, creating a ripple effect that spreads far beyond your immediate circle. But choosing kindness is also a choice in the face of difficulty. It is easy to be kind when things are going smoothly, but true growth comes when we choose kindness, when we feel frustrated, hurt, or disrespected. Responding to rudeness with patience, helping someone who doesn't seem appreciative, or forgiving someone who has wronged us. These are choices that take effort, yet they bring enormous internal rewards. Choosing kindness in these moments strengthens character. builds resilience, and deepens our understanding of empathy. One practical way to make kindness a habit is to look for daily opportunities to help, encourage, or uplift. Set a small goal, one kind act every day, whether it's for someone you know or a stranger. Over time, you will notice that your perspective shifts. You begin to see the world as full of opportunities to make a difference rather than a place of challenges and frustration. The world responds to kindness with kindness, and even when it doesn't, the act itself leaves you richer, happier, and more at peace. In the end, kindness is not just a behavior, it's a way of living. By consciously choosing to be kind, we cultivate a life of meaningful connections, inner joy, and a deep sense of fulfillment. It's a choice that costs nothing, yet gives everything. Every small act of kindness is like planting a seed. Over time, it grows into a forest of happiness, love, and positivity that touches countless lives, including our own. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful choices we can make, yet it is often misunderstood. Many people think forgiveness is about letting someone off the hook or pretending that hurt didn't happen. In reality, forgiveness is about freeing yourself. It is a conscious decision to release the weight of anger, resentment, or bitterness that keeps you chained to the past. When we hold grudges, we carry an invisible burden that affects our thoughts, emotions, and even our physical health. Choosing forgiveness is like unlocking a door we've been trying to open for years. It allows us to step into peace, lightness, and ultimately, happiness. Life is full of moments when we are hurt, sometimes deeply, sometimes subtly. A friend betrays trust, a colleague takes credit for your work, a loved one says something cutting, or a stranger acts unfairly. It's natural to feel anger, disappointment, or pain. But when we choose to hold on to these feelings indefinitely, they begin to shape our perception of the world. We start seeing danger and betrayal everywhere, even where none exists. We become prisoners of the past, and our happiness is held hostage by someone else's actions. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks that prison. It does not mean that what happened was okay. It means you are choosing not to let it control your present or dictate your future. Forgiveness is also an act of self-respect. Carrying resentment is exhausting. It drains mental energy, increases stress, and clouds judgment. Every time we replay an old hurt in our mind, we are giving power to something that no longer serves us. Choosing forgiveness is reclaiming that power. It is saying, I will not allow your actions to determine my peace. In this way, forgiveness is less about the other person and more about protecting your own heart and mind. Another powerful aspect of forgiveness is its ripple effect. When we choose to forgive, we model a behavior that inspires others. It fosters understanding, empathy, and connection. Forgiveness does not always reconcile relationships, but it creates space for growth, healing, and renewed communication. Sometimes the act of forgiving also opens the door for reconciliation. Sometimes it simply allows us to move forward without bitterness. Either way, the person who truly benefits most is you, the forgiver. Forgiveness can be difficult, especially when the hurt feels deep or unfair. It may take time, reflection, or even writing down your feelings to process them fully. But even a small step toward forgiveness, a thought, prayer, or conscious decision to stop replaying the hurt, begins to release the heavy weight you carry. It is not a one-time event. It is a practice, a daily choice to let go a little more, to breathe a little freer, and to open your heart a little wider. When you practice forgiveness regularly, you notice something remarkable. Life feels lighter, emotions are calmer, and your capacity to experience joy increases. You stop reacting to life from a place of pain and start responding from a place of clarity. Happiness is no longer dependent on circumstances or on others being right. It becomes an internal state cultivated by the choice to forgive. Choosing forgiveness is choosing freedom. It is saying to yourself, I will not allow the past to steal my present, nor will I let anger dictate my tomorrow. It is a courageous act, an empowering act, and above all, a transformative act. The moment you forgive, you release yourself from invisible chains and allow your heart to expand, creating space for happiness, peace, and love. Positivity is not something we are born with. It is a choice we make every single day. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and unexpected difficulties, and it is easy to let frustration, worry, or negativity take over. But choosing positivity does not mean ignoring problems or pretending that life is perfect. It means consciously deciding how you will respond to circumstances, shifting your focus from what is going wrong to what can go right, and nurturing a mindset that seeks solutions rather than dwelling on problems. This simple choice, repeated consistently, has the power to transform your experiences and create lasting happiness. When we choose positivity, we are essentially choosing to train our minds. Imagine two people stuck in traffic. One frowns, curses, and lets the delay ruin their mood for hours. The other turns up the music, listens to a podcast, or simply uses the time to reflect on something good in their life. The traffic is the same, the circumstances are identical, but the experience is completely different. That is the power of positivity. It changes the lens through which we view the world. Positivity is not about waiting for perfect conditions. It is about finding light in imperfect moments. Positivity also has profound effects on our mental and physical health. Studies show that people who maintain a positive mindset experience lower stress levels, stronger immunity, and better cardiovascular health. Their brains are wired to look for opportunities instead of threats, which means they respond to challenges with creativity rather than fear. By choosing positivity, we are literally rewiring our brains to notice solutions, appreciate what we have, and anticipate better outcomes. This mental shift leads to increased resilience and a greater ability to navigate life's ups and downs without losing balance or joy. Another important aspect of positivity is its influence on relationships. People are naturally drawn to those who exude optimism and hope. When you choose positivity, you inspire those around you, uplift others' moods, and create a more supportive environment. Conversely, negativity tends to repel and drain, creating tension and conflict. A single positive thought, word, or action can brighten someone else's day and build stronger connections, while the opposite can quietly erode trust and harmony. In this way, choosing positivity does not just affect your internal state, it shapes the energy of your surroundings and the quality of your interactions. Choosing positivity also requires mindfulness and self-awareness. It means catching yourself when negative thoughts arise and consciously reframing them. Instead of thinking, I can't handle this, choose to say, this is challenging, but I can learn and grow from it. Instead of focusing on failure, focus on lessons and progress. This shift may feel small, but repeated consistently. It builds a mindset that seeks opportunity, cultivates hope, and embraces life with enthusiasm. Positivity is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes, and the easier it is to respond to difficulties with optimism rather than despair. Finally, positivity is contagious. When you carry a positive mindset, it spreads to colleagues, friends, and family. It creates a ripple effect, influencing others in ways you may never fully see or understand. This is why choosing positivity is not just a personal benefit, it is a gift to the world. It changes the energy of your life, empowers you to face challenges with courage, and allows happiness to grow in ways that are both profound and lasting. Choosing positivity is, at its core, a conscious commitment to shape your experience of life. It does not eliminate obstacles or erase pain, but it equips you with the mindset to navigate life with resilience, hope, and joy. By making the decision each day to focus on possibilities instead of problems, to see light instead of darkness, and to cultivate gratitude alongside challenges, you create a foundation for enduring happiness that no circumstance can shake. Being present is one of the simplest yet most profound choices we can make, and yet it is also one of the hardest in today's fast-paced, distraction-filled world. Every day we live in multiple places at once. Our minds are replaying the past, worrying about the future, scrolling through social media, or thinking about the next task on our to-do list. While our bodies may be physically somewhere, our minds are often elsewhere. Choosing presence means bringing our attention fully to the moment we are in, experiencing life as it unfolds, rather than letting it slip by unnoticed. It is a choice that transforms ordinary moments into sources of joy, connection, and fulfillment. When we are present, even the simplest experiences become richer. It's about eating a meal while scrolling through your phone versus eating mindfully, noticing the aroma, texture, and taste of each bite. Or consider a conversation where you are distracted versus one where you listen with full attention. In both cases, presence allows us to experience life fully, to engage deeply, and to appreciate what is happening right now. It is in these small, fully lived moments that happiness quietly grows. Presence turns routine into ritual, ordinary into extraordinary, and fleeting moments into memories that stay with us. Choosing presence also strengthens our relationships. Most conflicts, misunderstandings, and feelings of disconnection arise when we are not truly attentive to one another. A loved one may feel unheard, a friend may feel undervalued, or a colleague may feel ignored, not because of what is said, but because the attention is elsewhere. By consciously choosing to be fully present, we communicate respect, empathy, and care. Listening without judgment, observing without distraction, and engaging without multitasking fosters deeper connections. When people feel truly seen and heard, they respond with warmth, trust, and authenticity, creating a positive loop of emotional fulfillment for both parties. Presence is also a key to managing stress and anxiety. Much of the tension we feel comes from worrying about the future or ruminating on the past. By focusing on the here and now, we reduce mental clutter and create space for clarity and calm. Practices like mindful breathing, meditation, or simply noticing our surroundings, feeling our feet on the ground, listening to ambient sounds, or observing the colors and textures around us help anchor us in the present. This conscious awareness shifts our perspective from one of scarcity and fear to one of appreciation and possibility. Another powerful aspect of presence is that it enhances gratitude. When we are fully attentive, we notice the small miracles we often overlook. The warmth of sunlight on our skin, a child's laughter, a breeze on a hot day, or the rhythm of our own heartbeat. These seemingly small moments, when observed fully, can evoke profound joy and contentment. Gratitude and presence go hand in hand. When we pay attention, we naturally begin to appreciate the richness of life unfolding in real time. Choosing presence also strengthens our own sense of self. When we are constantly distracted, we live reactively, allowing circumstances and other people to dictate our focus and energy. But by choosing to be present, we reclaim control over our attention, actions, and emotions. It empowers us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, to act with intention rather than drift passively. Presence is an act of self-respect. It tells ourselves, I am here, I matter. This moment matters. Ultimately, presence is a gateway to happiness. It allows us to savor life as it happens, connect deeply with others, and cultivate calm and clarity amidst the chaos. It is not always easy. Our brains are wired for distraction, and the world constantly competes for our attention. But the more we practice, the more natural it becomes. Choosing presence is a daily decision, a gentle reminder that life is not somewhere else. It is happening now in this very moment, and happiness is found in embracing it fully. Self-care is one of the most underrated yet transformative choices we can make in life. Many people misunderstand self-care as being indulgent, lazy, or selfish. But the truth is the opposite. Self-care is essential for living a balanced, happy, and productive life. Choosing to take care of yourself is not about escaping responsibilities or seeking temporary comfort. It is about honoring your mind, body, and soul so that you can show up fully in every area of your life. When you neglect self-care, you may feel busy or productive, but deep down, your energy depletes, your patience wanes, and your ability to experience joy diminishes. Choosing self-care is a conscious decision to refill your own cup before pouring into others. Self-care begins with awareness. It requires noticing the signs of stress, fatigue, and overwhelm in your body and mind. Do you feel tense, anxious, or irritable? Are you constantly rushing from task to task without pause? These are signals that your body and mind are calling for attention. Choosing self-care means listening to those signals and responding kindly rather than ignoring them. This could be as simple as taking a few deep breaths, going for a walk in nature, or spending 10 minutes in quiet reflection. Small, consistent practices like these accumulate over time, creating a foundation for resilience, happiness, and inner peace. Physical self-care is also crucial. Our bodies are the vehicles through which we experience life, and treating them with respect is a form of gratitude. Eating nutritious meals, staying hydrated, exercising regularly, and getting adequate sleep are all acts of self-care that energize the body and support mental clarity. When we care for our physical well-being, we reduce stress, boost immunity, and improve our overall quality of life. Self-care in this sense is not indulgence. It is an investment in the most important project we will ever manage, ourselves. Mental and emotional self-care is equally important. Our minds can be cluttered with constant thoughts, worries, and distractions. Taking time to reflect, journal, meditate, or even engage in creative activities allows the mind to reset and recharge. Emotional self-care might mean setting boundaries, saying no when necessary, or seeking support from a trusted friend or professional. By nurturing our mental and emotional health, we prevent burnout, cultivate clarity, and maintain the emotional energy necessary to handle life's challenges with grace. Self-care is not only about solitary activities. It is also about creating environments and relationships that support your well-being. Surrounding yourself with positive influences, engaging in uplifting conversations, and stepping away from toxic situations are choices that protect your energy. Choosing self-care often means making deliberate decisions about how you spend your time and with whom, because the quality of your environment has a direct impact on your happiness and mental state. One of the most powerful aspects of self-care is that it strengthens our ability to care for others. You cannot pour from an empty cup. By taking the time to nourish yourself, you show up as a more patient, compassionate, and energized version of yourself for family, friends, and colleagues. Self-care is not selfish. It is the foundation for a life that is sustainable, joyful, and meaningful. Ultimately, choosing self-care is a statement of self-worth. It is acknowledging that you matter, your well-being matters, and your happiness is not optional. It is a daily practice, not a one-time event. Even small choices, drinking enough water, taking a 5-minute pause, smiling at yourself in the mirror, can have profound cumulative effects. When we make self-care a habit, we create a life in which energy, joy, and resilience flourish naturally. Self-care is not a luxury. It is the essential practice that allows us to live fully, love deeply, and face life with strength and happiness. Curiosity is one of the most powerful yet often overlooked keys to happiness. Many people grow up thinking that being curious is something only children do, that asking questions, exploring new ideas, or seeking experiences is frivolous or unnecessary in adulthood. But curiosity is the spark that keeps life interesting, exciting, and full of possibility. Choosing curiosity is a conscious decision to remain open-minded, to explore the world with wonder, and to continually learn and grow. It is the mindset that allows us to see life as an adventure rather than a monotonous routine. When we cultivate curiosity, we stop seeing life as predictable and start seeing it as full of potential. Instead of reacting automatically to every situation, we begin to ask questions. Why does this happen? Or what can I learn from this? Or what would happen if I tried a different approach? This approach transforms challenges into opportunities for growth and setbacks into lessons. Curiosity shifts our perspective from fear of the unknown to excitement about possibilities. It allows us to engage fully with the world, noticing details and patterns that others overlook. Curiosity also fuels creativity and innovation. When we are curious, we explore ideas without judgment, experiment with new approaches, and remain open to unexpected solutions. It is curiosity that drives us to learn a new skill, pick up a new hobby, or explore a new culture. Each new experience enriches our minds and hearts, creating a sense of accomplishment and joy. Without curiosity, life becomes predictable and stagnant, but with it, even ordinary moments become opportunities for wonder and growth. One of the most beautiful aspects of curiosity is its connection to lifelong learning. Choosing curiosity means refusing to settle into complacency. It is the recognition that there is always more to understand, more to experience, and more to discover. It encourages us to read books, ask questions, seek advice, and challenge our assumptions. Every small effort to explore or learn something new strengthens the mind, increases adaptability, and builds resilience. Curious people tend to handle change better, see opportunities where others see obstacles, and approach life with optimism and energy. Curiosity also deepens relationships. When we approach people with genuine interest and curiosity, we listen more attentively, ask meaningful questions, and show empathy. This creates stronger bonds and richer connections because people feel seen, valued, and understood. Curiosity encourages us to appreciate perspectives different from our own, fostering understanding and compassion. In this way, the choice to be curious is also a choice to live harmoniously and meaningfully with others. Even in difficult situations, curiosity can be transformative. Instead of reacting with frustration or despair, a curious mindset asks, what is this trying to teach me? Or how can I respond differently? This shift in perspective turns challenges into opportunities for insight and growth. It allows us to approach life with a sense of adventure rather than fear, turning obstacles into stepping stones. Ultimately, choosing curiosity is choosing engagement with life itself. It keeps the mind active, the heart open, and the spirit alive. It transforms ordinary experiences into extraordinary discoveries and ensures that life is never boring, even in routine moments. By embracing curiosity, we invite joy, wonder, and continuous growth into our lives. It is a simple yet profound choice to approach every day, every person, and every challenge with an open mind and a willing heart. Curiosity reminds us that happiness is not found in perfection or certainty, but in the excitement of exploring, learning, and discovering the endless possibilities life offers. Humor is one of the most underrated tools for creating happiness, yet it is always available to us, waiting to be chosen. Many people think that being serious, focused, or constantly productive is the key to success and fulfillment. But life becomes much richer when we allow ourselves to laugh at ourselves, at situations, and even at the unexpected absurdities of life. Choosing humor is a conscious decision to see the lighter side of challenges, to find joy in small moments, and to prevent stress and negativity from dominating our days. It is not about ignoring problems. It is about refusing to let problems steal our joy. Laughter has an immediate, tangible effect on our well-being. When we laugh, our brains release endorphins, which are natural feel-good chemicals that boost mood and reduce stress. Blood pressure drops, muscles relax, and tension melts away. Humor is like a natural reset button for the mind and body. It allows us to step back from difficult circumstances, gain perspective, and approach life with a lighter heart. Choosing to see the humor in situations is a way to protect our mental and emotional health, even when life feels overwhelming. One of the most powerful aspects of humor is its ability to build resilience. Life is full of challenges, mistakes, and setbacks. People who prioritize connection experience less anxiety and depression, better coping skills, and greater satisfaction in life. Choosing to reach out and nurture bonds is not just emotionally rewarding, it has tangible effects on our overall well-being. When we connect deeply with others, we create a support system that helps us navigate life's ups and downs with courage and grace. Another important aspect of connection is empathy. When we choose to engage with others authentically, we open ourselves to understanding their perspectives, feelings, and experiences. Empathy builds bridges between people, breaks down misunderstandings, and fosters compassion. By actively listening, validating feelings, and offering support, we strengthen our relationships and cultivate an environment of trust and safety. Connection is not just about receiving. It is equally about giving, being present, offering encouragement, and sharing our time and attention generously. Connection is also a powerful antidote to loneliness and isolation. In today's world, it is easy to feel disconnected despite being constantly plugged into technology. Social media and digital interactions can give the illusion of connection, but true connection requires presence, vulnerability, and engagement. Choosing connection may mean having a face-to-face conversation, spending quality time with loved ones, simply asking someone how they are feeling and listening fully. These small choices create profound impacts, reminding both ourselves and others that we matter and that we are seen. Even in challenging relationships or difficult circumstances, choosing connection can be transformative. It may require patience, forgiveness, or the courage to reach out first. But the rewards far outweigh the effort. By consciously choosing connection, we create opportunities for understanding, reconciliation, and mutual growth. We remind ourselves that human beings are not meant to navigate life in isolation. Our shared experiences, laughter, and support form the foundation of happiness. Ultimately, choosing connection is choosing love, empathy, and shared humanity. It is a decision to prioritize relationships, invest in meaningful interactions, and foster bonds that uplift both ourselves and others. Connection turns life from a solitary experience into a shared journey, allowing joy, resilience, and purpose to flourish. Every small choice to reach out, listen, or support someone becomes a thread in the rich tapestry of life. By choosing connection, we build a network of care and belonging, creating a life that is fuller, brighter, and infinitely more joyful. Perspective is one of the most powerful tools we have for creating happiness, yet it is often overlooked. Life presents us with countless situations, some joyful, some challenging, some seemingly unfair. Two people can experience the same event and walk away with entirely different feelings about it. Why? Because perspective shapes how we interpret reality. Choosing perspective is the conscious decision to view life through a lens that promotes growth, resilience, and positivity, rather than one that magnifies frustration, despair, or negativity. It is the understanding that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. When we choose perspective, we gain the ability to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. Life is not a series of problems to endure. It is a journey full of lessons, growth, and moments of learning. Every setback, mistake, or difficulty carries the potential to teach us something valuable about ourselves, others, or the world. By shifting perspective, we stop being victims of circumstance and start becoming active participants in our own lives. We realize that hardships do not define us. Our responses to them do. This mindset transforms adversity into a teacher and empowers us to approach life with resilience and hope. Perspective also plays a crucial role in managing emotions. Often we react to situations impulsively, fueled by anger, fear, or disappointment. But by stepping back and reframing the situation, we gain clarity and emotional control. For example, a failed project at work can be seen as a personal failure or as a learning experience that will prepare you for greater success in the future. Choosing perspective allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than react destructively. It creates mental space, reduces stress, and opens the door to problem solving and growth rather than regret and self-blame. Another profound benefit of perspective is its impact on gratitude and contentment. When we choose to focus on what we have rather than what we lack, we cultivate appreciation and joy. Perspective enables us to see abundance in the ordinary, lessons in the challenges, and beauty in the everyday moment. It allows us to acknowledge the hardships of life without being consumed by them and to celebrate victories, big or small, with a full heart. Gratitude and perspective are closely intertwined. One reinforces the other, creating a mindset that naturally attracts happiness. Perspective also strengthens our relationships. When we make the effort to understand other people's viewpoints, experiences, and struggles, we cultivate empathy and compassion. Conflicts often arise not because of differing opinions, but because of rigid thinking and unwillingness to see things from another person's perspective. By consciously choosing to broaden our viewpoint, we foster understanding, reduce tension, and create deeper, more meaningful connections. Perspective turns judgment into curiosity and criticism into constructive dialogue. Choosing perspective is not about ignoring reality or pretending life is perfect. It is about choosing the lens through which we view reality, one that empowers, uplifts, and guides us toward happiness. Even in moments of pain or loss, we can choose to focus on resilience, lessons learned, and opportunities for growth. We may not control what life throws at us, but we can control the story we tell ourselves about it. And that story shapes our emotions, our decisions, and ultimately, the quality of our life. Ultimately, choosing perspective is a choice to reclaim power over our minds and hearts. It is a daily decision to interpret life in a way that promotes growth, happiness, and fulfillment. Perspective allows us to rise above challenges, appreciate the present, and see possibilities where others see obstacles. By consciously cultivating this mindset, we create a life where happiness is not dependent on circumstances, but is a natural product of the way we choose to view and respond to the world. Perspective reminds us that life is not always what happens to us. It is how we choose to see it, and that choice can transform everything. Perspective is one of the most powerful tools we have for creating happiness, yet it is often overlooked. Life presents us with countless situations, some joyful, some challenging, some seemingly unfair. Two people can experience the same event and walk away with entirely different feelings about it. Why? Because perspective shapes how we interpret reality. Choosing perspective is the conscious decision to view life through a lens that promotes growth, resilience, and positivity, rather than one that magnifies frustration, despair, or negativity. It is the understanding that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. When we choose perspective, we gain the ability to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. Life is not a series of problems to endure. It is a journey full of lessons, growth, and moments of learning. Every setback, mistake, or difficulty carries the potential to teach us something valuable about ourselves, others, or the world. By shifting perspective, we stop being victims of circumstance and start becoming active participants in our own lives. We realize that hardships do not define us. Our responses to them do. This mindset transforms adversity into a teacher and empowers us to approach life with resilience and hope. Perspective also plays a crucial role in managing emotions. Often we react to situations impulsively, fueled by anger, fear, or disappointment. But by stepping back and reframing the situation, we gain clarity and emotional control. For example, a failed project at work can be seen as a personal failure or as a learning experience that will prepare you for greater success in the future. Choosing perspective allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than react destructively. It creates mental space, reduces stress, and opens the door to problem solving and growth rather than regret and self-blame. Another profound benefit of perspective is its impact on gratitude and contentment. When we choose to focus on what we have rather than what we lack, we cultivate appreciation and joy. Perspective enables us to see abundance in the ordinary, lessons in the challenges, and beauty in the everyday moments. It allows us to acknowledge the hardships of life without being consumed by them, and to celebrate victories, big or small, with a full heart. Gratitude and perspective are closely intertwined. One reinforces the other, creating a mindset that naturally attracts happiness. Perspective also strengthens our relationships. When we make the effort to understand other people's viewpoints, experiences, and struggles, we cultivate empathy and compassion. Conflicts often arise not because of differing opinions, but because of rigid thinking and unwillingness to see things from another person's perspective. By consciously choosing to broaden our viewpoint, we foster understanding, reduce tension, and create deeper, more meaningful connections. Perspective turns judgment into curiosity and criticism into constructive dialogue. Choosing perspective is not about ignoring reality or pretending life is perfect. It is about choosing the lens through which we view reality, one that empowers, uplifts, and guides us toward happiness. Even in moments of pain or loss, we can choose to focus on resilience, lessons learned, and opportunities for growth. We may not control what life throws at us, but we can control the story we tell ourselves about it. And that story shapes our emotions, our decisions, and ultimately the quality of our life. Ultimately, choosing perspective is a choice to reclaim power over our minds and hearts. It is a daily decision to interpret life in a way that promotes growth, happiness, and fulfillment. Perspective allows us to rise above challenges, appreciate the present, and see possibilities where others see obstacles. By consciously cultivating this mindset, we create a life where happiness is not dependent on circumstances, but is a natural product of the way we choose to view and respond to the world. Perspective reminds us that life is not always what happens to us. It is how we choose to see it, and that choice can transform everything.